Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf, whistling a tune. His broad grin says, I love my job a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, although it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour. Some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, ma'am? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the Organ Grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Bullsack. I'm here about Sam Watts. His grin fades. What makes you think I know anything about that? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right, he's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though the press haven't caught wind of it yet, with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? Sam did. When his heart stopped, 100,000 yen was wired to a secure account in my name. I find the killer, I get paid. The dwarf raises his eyebrow, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here. Blow my notes, I'm sorry. He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Ripper, huh? I guess the classics never got a style. Besides, not my title. That's what the Seattle Press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel, but this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing and the third had the spleen removed. Dresden, get out here! The thug detective. Hear about the new Ripper Vic, Sam Watts. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of central casting. If you ignore the tusk pointing near his Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts. Name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? The coroner frowned. So you insisted at the time. Come on, she out herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stunts the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and a metahuman anatomy, too. So, I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You know damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally noticed you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? I'm the nobody who didn't hear nothing. That's right, and if you ever do hear something, I'll knock it right out of your head. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I am putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. He's overjoyed. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? Well, he didn't really seem like my type. He cocked his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm going to return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother could meant another 10 win in his paycheck, a week in his paycheck, plus he's on the take. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? On the take, who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were some unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. So what are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch in the end, but individual organs not worth as much anymore. Well, with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days. Organ grinders only deal in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Alright, you two, behave. So who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of med school, as do coroners, but neither professions use them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Okay then, I'll go do that. Go check out Sam's body. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet, his face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest there is a small, pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him, and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found in his body. You can examine the evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There is something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it ineligible. Cred stick. It's a standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. The handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, a bit terrible that we have been to Sam, Sar. See you there. Love, Jessica. I'll put down the bag. Let's save. See if I can take the cred stick. Basic medkit, okay, I'm all about the basic medkits. The cold storage door is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. The cold storage door opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Oh, easy there. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. He spotted Data Jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Sorry, I didn't expect you to be so alive. Yeah, Justin thinks he's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this one on. chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? The latest Ripper victim, did you know him? Sam? Yeah. Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or other, though. Jake yells toward the other side of the room. John, is this lady cool? Yeah, she's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help her out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me, he pauses. Might be sizing up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then, the name's Jake and you are... Call me Fullsack. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder, poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I've been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangsters got the jump on me. Damn, maybe I need some soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. And what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Grinning continues his work. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat court bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangsters turned a quick profit off my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that it didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him, until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. You've done this before? It's a long story. I ended up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Yeah, Jake here's a regular... Should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits, you get a free night's stay. Ha! I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block from the Union, missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you could handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake, count me in. Great. I've been heading out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to the morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Yells over his shoulder. Funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So you need a weapon? Oh shit, what did I pick? Pick a shotgun. I'm good with a shotgun. Like the subtle approach, eh? Alright, try this cannon out. Just a minute. So ready for the evening out in the town? Tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern, but you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got all the Halloweeners in the barrens looking for me. We take them out, maybe I can breathe a little easier. Alright, I'm ready. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you yet. Let's see before I go all the way out. My stash is just around the corner. In the garbage alley in a high-tech safe is a high-tech safe with a mag card reader on the front. With a smooth hiss, the safe opens to reveal a collection of gear that is a perfect match for your skills. You take the gear. Uh-oh. Oof. So welcome to the Barrens. Guess I'll need to find a new spot to hide my gear. Good dead drops are hard to keep. Well, at least they were too dumb to break my maglock. Now that you've got some gear, let's go deal with those Halloweeners. Leave anything behind? Their clothes may be dirty, but this woman is far from downtrodden. Hey, not that's my business, but I wouldn't go that way. Why? What's going on? Just some Halloweeners stirring up trouble again. She points to the south. They rode in this morning on those fancy bikes, set up camp on the old street market. They've been marching down the street all day, shaking down anyone who wanders past. Typical. Well, odds are those guys are the guys we're after. Sounds like a friendly bunch. You going to be safe out here? You think I'm dumb enough to get caught out in the open by one of those assholes? Nah, I know these streets like the back of my hand. Worry about your own skin. Anything else I should know about these gangers? Well, their leader's a big old troll named John Paul. Real piece of work, even for a wiener. Yep, that's him. They're going to be in for a rude surprise. You might want to clear up before the shooting starts. Don't need to worry about me. I know how to lay low. They're a tough bunch, though. Don't say I didn't warn you. Let's look this way. The man before you appears well-mannered but nervous. Excuse me, ma'am, I don't know you, but you look like you could hand yourself in a fight, and we need some help. What's your problem? Some thugs are shaking down the market we've set up here. It's been getting worse lately. I don't think we can afford to pay them anymore, but no one will stand up to them, and the Lone Star isn't about to get involved. How many of them are there, and how much are you paying? I think there's only 2 of them right now. I can't talk about price, but Miss James will surely reward you. Well, my current client is pretty patient. Where are they? Oh, thank you. Just keep heading north. You'll see it at the end of the street. So we'll go this way. The thug attempts to use his bulk and hideous breath to intimidate the shopkeeper. The old woman is holding firm, but you can see the thug's patience fading fast, and he looks like he's about to start breaking things. Ah, who the hell are you? Bet your mom's real proud of you right now. Okay, you never heard that before. I don't see a badge, so why don't you mind your own business? Because I'm sick of gutter punks like you. I knew you're just looking to cause static. Dash, ice this lady. Oof. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright, speak with the bullied merchant. I cannot thank you enough. I hate to see such bloodshed, but those men would not take no for an answer. We simply want to make our way in the world. The shopkeeper holds out a few yen. Please, it's the least we can do. Whoa, what just happened? I don't know why it does that so much. Oh, I know why I did it. Hey, Asphalt, taking another step forward and we are going to plant you right there. This is Halloweener property now. This is one of the two guys that got away. If I hadn't missed my shot, these idiots would have given up and moved on by now. Wait a minute, you're rolling with Jake? Bad idea, chummer. The Halloweeners are collecting that bounty and killing you. Well, that'll be a nice bonus. Whoa, Uncle, I was just playing with you. I'll call out the rest of the Halloweeners, Jake. Call it even, yeah? What do you think, Jake? Hey, I'm already at shoot-on sight sets with these guys. Killing John Paul means one less wiener to shoot me in the back while I'm buying smokes. Hell, they'll be doing the same to you as soon as there's a profit in it. You're right, let's finish this. Go there yet. Talk to everybody. Dan the Donut Man. The smell of fried food, powdered sugar, and slightly burned soy cap is almost enough to overpower the dusty sewage stench of Redmond's streets. The troll working the stand is covered in food stains older than he is. What can I get you, chummer? Did you see the murder in the alley across the way? Nope, I was close when it happened, but hey, it's the Barons. Back alley killing's nothing new around here. The only reason the cops are making a big deal about this Ripper business is that some of the victims are real people, you know, folks with sins. Take a jelly donut and soy cap. That'll help them out. So what can you tell me about the Barons? Barons? Hell, if you had to ask, you probably shouldn't be out here. This stretch around is called Touristville, though, and I suppose it's the closest thing around here to respectable. Fewer muggings, so you might even survive the drink in the water if you're lucky. Wouldn't recommend it, though. Now behind me, that's the Seamstresses Union. You want drinks, drugs, favors, or information around here, the union's your spot. Hell, that place is the reason I'm in business. Folks get the munchies when they party. Mrs. Gabota owns the joint, and she's quality. A hard woman, but fair. Alright, I'll catch you around. Hey, chummer. Got some tasty morsels for you. Just what every well-dressed Shadowrunner should have in hers back pockets. You see what you got? Oh, I can sell stuff here. Let me see what I can sell. Oh, can't get in there. Go this way. Sally. The dwarf merchant is packing up her stand for the night. I'm closed. Come back tomorrow. You got a great view of that alley across the street. I don't suppose you saw the murder that happened there. Sure, I was closing up when I heard a series of explosions from behind the Union. A couple seconds later, this guy comes out, runs across the street. Didn't get a good look at him. Then all the lights in the alley exploded all of a sudden. Things got pretty quiet after that. Let me, thank you for your time. No problem. I don't know smart enough to start yet. That's hard anything. Alright, so I talked to everybody that I could see. As you approach the scene of Sam's murder, Jake spies the flashing red and blue lights up ahead. Whoa, hold up a minute. Lone Star isn't above collecting on a corp-issued bounty, and the one on my head isn't going away anytime soon. He sighs. Sorry, friend. I think that's where our paths diverge. Thanks again for the help with those Halloweeners. Here's your payment. They don't take Nguyen where I'm going, and you look like you could use the funds. Likewise, Jake. Give me a call when you're in the clear. Yeah, sure. He starts leaving and tilts his head back. Hey, one more thing. When you're done checking out your pal's crime scene, hop into the Seamstresses Union. It's just down the street. You need gear, information, or just a damn stiff drink? That's the place to be. Best dive this side of Chicago. I used that place as a base of operations for years back in the day. Make the right friends here, and I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of this ripper business. Well, nice knowing you. Jake turns and disappears into the shadowy depths of the Redmond Barrens. The bright yellow police tape cuts through the darkness, directing your eyes to the white chalk outline and dark red stain marking the slab of pavement where Sam Watts died. Sitting at the entrance to the alley is a Lone Star officer. The cop looks cold, hungry, irritated at the homeless man who's currently pestering him. I keep telling you, I need to get my stuff from the alley or I'm going to die in the cold tonight. And I've been trying to explain to you that this is an official Lone Star investigation and I can't let anyone in here. Get down. Hey, I got rights. Look, you sinless garbage. I've got a job to do. Find a new blank or I'll find a reason to use my stun baton. Typical. I hate all you pigs. He looks in your direction. Now what? Long night, eh? You look cold, so I picked up a donut and some soy cap for you. Hey, thanks. The officer's face lights up as he takes a sip. He seems pretty trusting for an officer of the law. You know, when my dad was a cop, this was back when cops actually worked for the government, he said folks would buy him coffee all the time, but I ain't seen it till now. So what can I do for you? Do I lie? Yeah, my pleasure. I'm here from Internal Affairs to review the forensic guys' work. Find anything they might have missed? Sure, dig in. I certainly don't mind those guys getting taken down a peg or two. Man, do they put on airs if you know what I mean. Amidst touch glass from the broken lights, you find a small piece of glass which looks like the bottom of a test tube. This looks like a coat and blanket that the old man was trying to get back. As you pick up the bundle of cloth, the printed receipt falls out beneath the folds of the blanket. It's a bar tab receipt from the Seamstress Union, dated 2 days ago at 3:02 a.m. Right around the corner's reported time of death. The customer is Sam Watts. The server's name is listed as Coyote. What have you got? Why would you take that? Why would you take that? One of my extra razors. And it's not a chew toy. Alright, let's try this again. This work light is new. You can see that all the alley's normal lights have been ruined. Upon closer inspection, it seems that they've all imploded, as if some force shattered them all at the same time. There are 2 distinct sets of footprints, a human's ending at the chalk outline and a larger set, possibly over a troll. I didn't reverse that, so we go. The streets have not been kind to this man, but they also hardened him. The man is clearly a survivor, the one wrestling with the onset of age and arthritis. I saw you over there with that rat-bastard cop. What do you want? I think this coat and these blankets belong to you. My stuff, mighty decent of you. Don't see that kind of thing too often out here. You know anything about the murder that took place here? He squints suspicious. You a copper or working for some corp? No, I'm as sinless as you. Mind if I'm answering a few questions? Hey, what makes you think I'm sinless? Ha, just mess with you. Of course I'm sinless. System ID number my ass. What kind of question you got? Did you see the murder? Nope, and I can't say I'm sorry I missed it. I was hauling crates for Mrs. James up at the market. Can't carry as many as I used to, so it took a while. Got back here in time to see a couple tourists puking all over my home turf. But by then, that jerkface in the uniform had already set up shop in my alley. So it sounds like you live in this alley. Sure, for the last couple months I've been sleeping here. But I spend my days out doing odd jobs for the street merchants, or panhandling tourists over near the Seamstresses Union. What else did you see that night? Well, early in the night I saw a big and ugly troll in green hospital scrubs snooping around the block. He bought some donuts and 2 cups of soy cap off of Dan over there. Seemed nervous, and he did everything with his left hand because his right was all screwed up with some cyberware. Can you tell me more about the troll's cyberware? Well, it was big, and I think it must have had some hospital attachment because I saw some needles. It was all like the one I saw back in '44 when I got captured by elves. They did all sorts of experiments on me, let me tell you. Never trusted one of them cyber people. That's all I need to know, thanks. See you around. The bartender is a striking elf sporting a perfectly toned body, perfectly pouty lips, perfectly tapered ears. Her eyes harmonize save me and take me in equal measure, hitting just the right notes for the maximum extraction of tips. I almost said erection. Orcs are used to sneers from beauties like this, but she smiles sweetly when she sees you. Hey there, I haven't seen you here before. What can I get you? Something dirty in a clean glass. Ooh, a hard case. I like that. Okay, hard case. I'll get you something stiff. She starts to turn away when a man with the face of a survivor and the zeal of a convert tugs at her arm. Hard. It's clear the two have a history. They try to keep their voices low, but the intensity of their conversation makes them easy to overhear. Cherry, you have to listen to me. If you stick around here, you could end up dead or worse. The Ripper is out there and he's real. That last killing happened just down the block. And now Coyote's missing? They'll probably find her tomorrow in a dumpster without her head. Come on, Cherry Bomb, think. I think plenty, Shane. I'm getting freaking deed from UW and Neurospethic studying under Ojimans. And now I am paying for it? Bartending, tips? There are a faster way for a Baron's girl to earn that kind of scratch, but I'm not taking them. So what do you want from me? Oh, I'm getting a PH freaking D from UW in Neuroprosthetics, studying under Ojimans. It's like, what the hell is that scene? Freak? Yeah, okay. Anyway. I want what you want, a better life, a better world for everyone. The Universal Brotherhood can give you that. I've heard all this before. This isn't some trick to get us back together. Things are different now. I'm different. The Brotherhood... Cherry Bomb's face. Pretty face is hard. Armored in lipstick and low expectation. The Universal Brotherhood is for other people, Shane. Rich Bellevue types who can afford their membership fees and voluntary donations. This isn't about money. It's about binding the world together in brotherhood. Come with me. Attend a discovery meeting. Get to the core of who you are. I heard Lynn Telstrian give a talk last night. The new family of the Sixth World. I got a family right here, Shane. They're drunks and lowlifes and whores, and I'd choose them over any of your Brotherhood members. Now, Buzz, I need to get back to work. With his body language, it leaves no question that the conversation is over. Cherry Bomb turns her back on him. Sorry, I got interrupted. I heard. He's got the strength of the righteous, does he? Be careful about whose conversation you listen on in here. Some folks aren't as friendly as I am. You got a look that says you're not just here for the entertainment. Are you a badge? I think you know the answer to that. She regards you with a smirk. I do. You're independent. We're trained to spot a bronze the minute they walk in here. Something I can help with you? I have a few questions. Tell me about this place. Some come here for the booze, some for companionship. Others are looking for something they can't get anywhere else. If it's illegal, immoral, it can be bought, sold, rented, or consumed, you could probably find it here. The Union seems to attract people like you. Who was that you were talking to? Shane, old boyfriend. He used to work here. Then one day, saw a billboard for the Universal Brotherhood, and that was that. Went to a meeting, made new friends, moved in with them. I was happy for him, till he started coming around trying to recruit me. I don't need that dreck. Ever hear the name Sam Watts? Sam was a regular customer and a regular pain in the ass for as long as I've been here. Talked a big game, but he was always broke. As soon as he got any money in his pocket, it went straight to his head. Chips, drugs, booze. Coyote had a soft spot for him, though. Did you see Sam on the night he died? No, that was Coyote's shift. That guy mentioned Coyote. Is she here? No, I think she's away on business. Business, huh? Is she a shaman with a name like Coyote? No, she shot a coyote once, thinking it was a shaman who double-crossed her. We've been calling her Coyote ever since. She's been missing for a couple days now. Some people think the Ripper got her, but I know her. Coyote can take care of herself. Then who runs this place? I want to talk to them. That'd be Mrs. Kabuto. She's in the back room. You can't miss her. Thanks for the intel. Appreciate the help. Gutter punks have to stick together. Talk to you later. Commercial. Hey lady, I got some extra outfits I'm trying to unload. You want first dibs? Take a look. Let's go talk to Jen. The Asian woman expression reads, open for business, but her demeanor reads, dealer rather than companion. She has a jack on her neck, a gun on her hip, and a chip on her shoulder. She eyes you with a sneer. You look like you could use some firepower, something simple. I got guns so smart they practically fire themselves. You looking for tech? Got some of that too. That's the way you roll. Tell me what you got. Close to the doorway to the VIP section is a tower of troll muscle wrapped in an impossibly tailored suit. Whether the product of good genes or expensive aftermarket cosmetic work, the troll's gleaming horns perfectly frame his face, and his polished tusks and goatee accentuate the set of a lantern jaw. Welcome, please behave yourself. Will do. You get in trouble here often? Nothing a stern look can easily solve. You have business here? Yeah, I'm looking at the death of Sam Watts. Heard about that. Real shame what happened to him. There's a sharpness to Chloe's eyes, the look of a man who has seen much and earned wisdom at a young age. I figure Sam was the type who needed to be thrown out on occasion. Encouraged to call it a night, I'd say. Sam was a drunk, but he usually wasn't a violent one. Usually, what about the night he died? He was a bit agitated, didn't catch the specifics. Might have been over a woman. Thought I was going to have to throw him out, but I had to deal with a couple of rival go-gangers posturing for one of the working girls upstairs. Jake helped Sam out instead. I appreciate you talking with me. Happy to help. Let's see. Johnny Chan, who is Scooter? There's the only ones I can talk to. The man is dressed like a janitor, but is wearing unusually clean overalls. He's tall, rail thin, and has a cunning look in his eyes that says he's more than just a maintenance man. Howdy, name's Johnny Clean. You new? Yeah, first time, just getting a good look at the place. Well, enjoy yourself. This looks like your type of place. I'm just sweeping up a bit. Talk to me. Covered in glowing magical talismans and fetishes, the troll does not seem fully of this world. He mumbles to himself constantly, apparently participating in several conversations at once, but with entities you can neither see nor hear. I told you it's not like that at all. Bring me proof and you shall have it. I am honored, your majesty. That was why I said use the mustard instead of ketchup. Forgive me, Gene, I was a fool. He looks you in the eye, his other conversations on hold. You may use my magical wares and see their glory. I'd like to view your wares. Miss Kabuto watches you cross the room, sizing you up as you approach. As you get closer, you can see that she's of mixed race, African and Japanese. Her demeanor says, "This is my house. Mess with it at your peril." But her eyes twinkle with a playful light when she speaks. Kanbwana, good evening. My, but aren't you a big, powerful orator? Are you enjoying the Seamstresses Union? There should be plenty for a woman like you to enjoy. Or is this business? I'm tempted to ask what's upstairs. But not tempted to love? Tell me, oh my, what are you? What is it you're looking for? I'm looking for information. Of course you are. Knowledge is power. Nah? So I've been told. So Ka, and why should I help you? Jake sent me. Glad to hear that Jake Armitage is alive. Again. He lives an interesting life. Very well, if Jake sent you to me, I will help. How well did you know Sam? I knew him. We all did. Sam was a regular here. Whenever he could beg or borrow enough money to become altered in some way, drugs, chips, alcohol, didn't matter to Sam as long as he was bent. He was always looking for his next fix. He clung to this place like it was his lifeline, and we treated him as part of the family, even if none of us truly liked him, except Coyote. Did you see Sam on the night of his death? He was here, quite inebriated as he often was. Coyote was working bar that night, and she informed me that Sam was getting rowdy and belligerent with other customers. When I requested he leave, he refused. My bouncer, Mr. Clee, was off dealing with another issue, so I requested that Jake escort Sam out the back door to the alley. That was the last I saw of either of them. Why is this place called the Seamstresses Union? During the gold rush years, there was a census, and the politicians wanted as high a number as possible to gain power and revenue. To bolster their numbers, they decided to include all the working girls, of which there were many, to the rolls. However, given the times, they could not list the girls' true occupation, so they entered them all as seamstresses. When a girl accumulated enough money to open her own place of business, she named it the Seamstresses Union, so potential workers would know that they would be treated fairly there, and thus a rich tradition was born. So you're a former seamstress? No, perhaps when we know each other more, I will reveal more about myself. For now, enjoy the union. One more question. Can you tell me where to find Coyote? Wish that I could. I have not seen her in 2 days. She is a smart woman and quite dangerous, but I fear for her. If she's dangerous, why fear for her? Please, if you are what you think you are, you know, there is always someone more dangerous. Her room is upstairs if you're looking for her. I invite you to examine it. You may be able to uncover her whereabouts. I would not normally betray her privacy in this way, but she's missed 2 shifts now and cannot be reached on her comm. It doesn't like her. If something has happened, I will not have inaction on my conscience. Here is the key. This is going to be the room. There's a mid-grade security panel attached to the nearby door. It is set to require a password for entry. Oh, I don't know. Looks like Coyote keeps her clothes in boxes on the floor. This stand is littered with action movies and cigarette butts. A framed painting of Chicago skyline done in stylized silhouettes. Coyote's computer is ancient. Probably fished it out of a junkyard. It doesn't even have a data jack. The cracked display is covered with fingerprints. Tapping the keyboard causes the dust-caked fans to spin up, only to display on screen. Password? Not the password. The only other button on the screen is password recovery. Is a password recovery option. Let's leave the computer alone for now. Coyote's bed has a diary with several papers sticking out of it. The receipt stuck between the pages and a diary entry. Let's read the diary entry. It came back from my shift to find 4 of Paco's goons sleeping on our apartment floor. Getting fragging ridiculous. I want to be with him, with the real Paco. But this Cutter dreck keeps messing everything up. I love him, but he's totally different with the gang. I know, it's how I make cash, baby, he always says. I try to tell him that he doesn't need to make cash. I can support his bows with what I make at the Seamsters Union. But he still goes on these runs with those bozos all over my floor. Feel like he's just seeing how far he can push me before I kick him out. Try to be patient, but why does it have to be all one way? Inspect the receipts. As soon as the last Cutter was out the door, I lost it. I told him if he ever pulled a dreck like that again, that he would be sleeping in the alley. Of course, he begged and pleaded with me, telling me it wouldn't happen again. I don't want to deal with this anymore, but I don't want him to leave. He's the reason I got through all that stuff last year. Got my bartending license, got this apartment, and this life. I know he cares about me and loves me, more than this involvement with the Cutters. I just wish I could slice out that gang from our life together. Slice out the fear that comes along with it. Receipt for Browning Mac's power pistol from Gin Park downstairs with a note saying how big guns on hot women turn her on. Flip to a different page. So I did the first one. Let's go to the second paper. Has a handwritten poem on it and a diary. So let's read the poem. Yeah, let's just say that Paco should stick to guns and motorcycles and leave the poetry to others. Sometimes it seems like Paco reads my mind or my diary. Maybe he does the latter. I wouldn't be surprised. Hi, Paco! Ever since last week, he hasn't mentioned the Cutters once. He leaves the apartment with a "see you in a few hours, babe," and returns later without comment. I don't know if he's really going to help for us to avoid the subject and conversation completely, but I have felt better without our constant arguing about it. The last 2 nights I've come home from work to Paco waiting up for me, slouching on the old dumpster couch with a novel 4 inches from his face. Imagine that as I turn the key in the door, he perks up and makes himself look especially studious for when I get the door open. He seems superficially surprised to see me, but I love this little act. The receipt and an old photograph stuck between the pages. A COD receipt for a special order. 5 pounds of zebra meat from Maury's Meat Emporium, located near Pike Place Market. Let's look at the picture. The picture shows a young girl with caramel skin and dark brown hair. She has a snake wrapped around her arm, yet and she is smiling. The back of the photograph has "Shadow" scrawled on it. A receipt for a wall safe installed near the bathroom door, set to a combination of 342436. Huh. The safe beeps cheerfully in response to the door comes open. Oh, a grenade. Cool. Alright, let's save it. Let's try this. Who is your first childhood pet? Shadow the snake. My favorite musical act is Starfire. And what is the name of your hometown? Chicago. Your password has been reset to NQPABDST. For security, never write down your password. Look, you two, quit being bullies. Let's see. Calendar. 3 days ago, meet with Delilah about gig. Today, meet Paco for date at Pike's Place Market, due in 30 minutes. Coyote's contact list has exactly one entry, someone named Paco. There's no comlink number or other contact information for him available. This does not seem like a very useful list of contacts. And then history. A quick scan of her recent searches shows that Coyote has been reading a great deal about hellhounds. It also suggests more than a casual interest in vintage action figures. Alright. What's that? That's a diary. Put the diary back down. I read everything. Nothing. Okay. Nope, can't do anything with that yet. Do you know Paco? He's a gang or member of the Cutters. He's a good kid in a nasty line of work. I warned Coyote against getting too attached to that pipe. They don't live long. Did you know Jen Park sold Coyote a gun recently? I'd be more surprised if she hadn't. Bouncers can deal with most of the troublemakers. For around here, you need a gun just to take the trash out to the dumpster. Have you heard of Maury's Meat Emporium? No, I'm a vegetarian. Coyote has a date with Paco at Pike Place Market in the next half hour. If you would go down there, it might bring peace of mind. I'll call a cab for you. Should be able to get you there in time. Gabati Kudasani. Good luck. Good luck. Stuff change. No thanks, not interested. What about you? Can't talk to you anymore. Talk to you. What about you? Do you sell a Browning Max Power to Coyote, the bartender? Hey lady, I'm discreet. I don't talk about what my clients or what they buy. Bad for biz. However, I'm sure she would recommend me if she were a customer, which I'm not saying she is. She can't recommend you if she's dead. Did she say anything about why she wanted it? All she said was that she was looking for stopping power. Ease back on the drama. Do you need some hardware? No thanks, not interested.